When we first moved to Taipei in 1953, the whole place was surrounded by rice paddies, animals, farms, and wild papaya trees and mangoes. It was like a paradise. Early in the morning, I would see a beautiful crane landed in the rice paddy, eating from the wet mud. I said, wow, what a place. I love this place. My mother rented a little roadhouse in peaceful Dragon Village, Long An, Xinchun. I was 8 years old. And right next to our row house, sharing the same wall with us, was an old woman, and she had 2 young bachelor sons. And the old woman was very, very afraid. The 2 bachelor sons were going to be seduced by my mother, who was a Chinese Rita Hayworth. Oh, so she prayed against our wall until I can feel our wall is shaking by her prayers. But I was out exploring my new world. And in a very hot day when no one else is out walking around, because you can actually cook food right on the cement. That's how hot it gets. But it was so hot, it's amazing. It could burn your head. And even the dogs went lie down under the banana tree. And everyone's taking a nap, except this little girl, me. I love that kind of heat because it just settles everything and makes your mind stop wandering. Your whole body is so hot, your bones are cooking. I went around. I explored one farm field and crossed the river to another field. And this, when I discovered something in a new field, about a mile away from my house, I found a graveyard. And there were gravestones, not completely standing up, but they are gravestones. They got carvings on them. I look at them very close. And then in the center of the graveyard, I saw a pile of bones. They were animals sacrificed to honor these people's ancestors. They were cows and goats and pigs, but they don't look like the animals I used to run around. They were just bones, bleached by the time, and sun so dried there was no more flesh or skin or anything left. Oh, that afternoon I fell in love with the bones. I started taking some home. They were so hot. I touched them and I go, but I was determined. I have to have some of these bones. So I carried one home, I carried another one. Before the sundown, I had a big pile of animal bones. I have stacked them on top of each other in the middle of our living room. I thought that was really wonderful until my mother walked in. And she looked at the bones, she looked at me, and she said, "You did that, right?" I said, "Yeah." And then she started screaming louder than anyone I have ever heard. Even in the marketplaces, when policemen shows up, people didn't scream as my mother that day. She yelled at me. She said, "You are a witch. This is witchcraft." I said, What? She said, "The lady next door, I think she is a witch, and did she tell you to do this?" I said, "No." "Who?" And she started grabbing me, and I started running away from her. She started grabbing me. "Who told you to do this? This is a witchcraft." start running, I'm running. And then my mother was beautiful, and she had a pile of shoes too. And she even saved all the old shoes. She started hitting me with the shoes because I can run and crawl faster than my mother. And she started hitting me with the shoe and throwing these old shoes at me. And the shoes had nails. This is back in those days when they used real wood for shoes and real nails. And the shoe hit me, until I was cut. And there was blood dripping down my arms. And there was blood coming down from my head. I ran away from my mother. I ran away from all those shoes. I ran into the rice paddy. It was getting very dark. I went into a wet, muddy place and sat down. Was I a witch? Was the old lady next door who prayed so hard a witch? Was my mother, the Chinese Rita Hayworth, was she a witch? I wasn't sure. I was hurting, and I started putting all the muddy water on my arms, over my head. I was sad, because I fell in love with those beautiful bones. They were just bleached bones, bleached by time, bleached by the sun. I was not a witch. And just when I was too sad and confused, I heard the loudest song. All the frogs were singing. They were singing and singing and singing and singing. And I just learned a song in school called I'm a Little Frog. 我是一个小青蛙，也来美食唱唱歌。呱呱呱，星星闪烁满天河。All the stars came out, and the Milky Way was all spreading across, and the stars loved the frogs singing. And I sung with the frogs all night long, and I was the happiest girl ever. "我是一个小青蛙，也来美食唱唱歌。星星闪烁满